IDF, according to Scott Ritter, failed in Iran, and they're now becoming helpless more and more every single day. We'll talk about that, but I want to share with you some other news first. They are very, very important and getting very serious at the same time. But before I move on, just to remind you guys, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you happen to be one of them, consider subscribing. If you have already subscribed, thank you so much. Let's take a look at this report first. So France looks like they're now not just talking the talk, but walking the talk. So according to this report, Globe Eye News, breaking: French President Macron raises 1 billion for Lebanon, with 200 million for the military and 800 million for humanitarian aid. Now, I do have some question about this particular reporting because it said Macron raises. What does it mean? A president of a country, does he raise funds to help other nation, or does he just go ahead and give them the money, the funding, especially if the country is rich like France? France is very, very rich. But again, it does show that Netanyahu is now creating more enemy than friend. And Macron, as we have already discussed on our community tab, that he is now asking for a ban of arms sales to Israel. Now he is saying that we need to stop this. What is happening right now in Gaza, he said, is unbearable, cannot be done by any human. Well, too little, too late, according to many of you who have commented on that. And we know it is too little, too late. The genocide is going on for now more than 1 year, and then all of a sudden his consciousness is waking up. Something fishy, right? But what is not fishy is about this report. Russia, they have started mass production of ground drones, and they started to reach the front. Warfare changed forever. This is coming from a person who tweeted this. Lord Bebo again shows Russia is preparing, Iran is preparing for a full-scale war. We do not have to trust this particular report, but we already know Russia is now getting more and more serious in terms of its future with NATO. Now, this is why perhaps you're also seeing this kind of report where now Putin is ordering his military to begin a nuclear weapons drill. I want to actually play the video for you. Read the subtitles from this video to understand what he is saying.
Тренировку стратегических сил сдерживания. Отработаем действия должностных лиц по управлению применением ядерного оружия с практическими пусками баллистических и крылатых ракет. Okay, so by now you know what this video is about, which is that he is now preparing his military. We have also reported on this that China is also getting ready to attack Taiwan. Would they do it in the next coming days before US election or after US election? We do not know. Or are this just saber rattling? Something only time will prove. Nonetheless, China is getting fed up with the state of Israel, United States of Israel, or US. And of course, with this, we also have to talk about other countries like Germany. Germany right now is hurting so much, guys. Germany's economy and their sanction on Russia have landed the Germany economy on the brink of recession. German car manufacturer, as we have reported on this under BRICS title, Volkswagen is for the first time in its 87-year history planning to close production sites in Germany. Their economy right now is in a very bad shape. I am pretty sure it will recover at some point in time, but it did not have to go through all of this mess to begin with. Had they not sided with the Zionists, with US, and the demands for Ukraine and this genocide in Gaza now. Of course, when we talk about what is happening in Lebanon and Ukraine and Gaza, we also have to make mention of one particular person. These days, he's becoming a very, very important figure, and this is this guy, Naim Qassem. He is the new, we know, Hezbollah chief, and this is what he has to say. So the new leader of Hezbollah just gave a speech. The Islamic Republic of Iran is the
flag bearer of the free people in the world, said Naim Qassem. Israel, quote unquote, is underestimating the new generation of Hezbollah leaders. Our commanders are experts and have experience on the front and in the Middle East. They do not even have to say it. We can already see it. I have reported on this many times, how Israel is facing inevitable defeat. By the way, guys, YouTube has censored my channel. They gave me a community strike because they said I promoted Hezbollah, the violent organization, when I was just presenting you the truth. So again, I'm now very serious opening a different channel, not channel on YouTube, maybe on a different platform like Telegram, or I don't know. You can give me some ideas. But they are censoring me. They have their eyes on me because I speak the truth and I present to you the truth. Millions of Israelis, this is what he said, millions of Israelis go into bomb shelters each day. So true. Get out of our lands to cut your military losses. If you stay, you will pay, quote unquote. As we were victorious in 2006, this is again coming from Naim Qassem. In 2006, we will be victorious now. We are ready to fight a very long and hard war. Time is on our side, quote unquote. The enemy is already talking about retreating from Lebanon. I have predicted in the past few days that Lebanese, because of their attack, the Israeli government, the Zionist regime, will make some major announcement in the coming days. They are now already talking in the military community, in the military circle, of retreating, withdrawing their troops in Lebanon, showing a bogus fake excuse that we have accomplished our mission, no more goals, no more objectives, only to retreat and run for their lives. Now, I want to play this video from Scott Ritter. He made mention of something very interesting about what happened on the night of October 26th when Israel, they sent, according to them, 100 fighter jets to Iran. None of them got into Iranian airspace, but nevertheless they said, we send 3 waves of fighter jets, 3 waves of attacks. What? 3 waves of attacks? Like, do you know what they tried to do? They tried to create an impression that they're very mighty, very powerful. They had so many warplanes, so many fighter jets, so much ammunition and this and that. They had to divide into three different attacks. Oh my God, really? Okay, so Scott Ritter, you can say what you think is happening or what had happened on October 26th. Please explain.
But it appears that, Israel was trying to send a signal by saying we're striking the facilities to produce the missiles that you used to attack us. The extent to which this is a success, if you listen to pro-Israeli media, it was a great success. If you listen to the Iranians, it was a horrible failure. As an experienced battle damage assessment officer during times of war, I will say the truth is somewhere in between, probably sliding in favor of the Iranian version of events.
Yeah, of course, in favor of the Iranian version of events, which is that the Zionist forces were able to only damage some of the radar system, the defensive radar system in Tehran, in Iran. Other than that, there is absolutely no proof, no evidence, no satellite image to prove that Zionists, they were able to inflict maximum damage. Unlike the images that we had from Iranian attack, the missile attack on October the 1st, where it was very clear through satellite images from videos, social media, mainstream media, that missiles on that night were raining down on the state of Zionist Israel. Take a listen a little bit more.
Did the Israelis encounter some sort of a missile defense system or radar system with which they were unfamiliar, and it deterred them from a second or third wave?
I don't believe that's the case at all. I believe Israel launched an attack that was in itself consisting of 3 waves. Again, you have to launch attacks that clear the way. You have to clear a corridor in towards Tehran because there is layered air defense. But the Israelis had to put 100 aircraft in the air to make this thing go off. None of those aircraft, by the way, came close to penetrating Iranian airspace. Absolutely. All of these air-launched ballistic missiles were fired over Iraqi airspace north of Baghdad. But 100 airframes of this quality, these we're talking F-35s, F-15Is, F-16Is. That's it. That's the bulk of Israel's strike package right there. So there's not like there's a whole bunch of waves lining up to go on. this was it. This was their Sunday punch. This is what
Absolutely, this was it. I mean, again, just a few fighter jets, shot at Iran. Their airspace got shut down in return by Iranian Defense Forces, and that's about it. Then the next thing you hear from Zionist media, oh, they strike Iran and they learned their lesson. 3 waves of attack, one after another, big attacks. Iran was destroyed and they will never dare to stand on their feet ever again. This is what they want you to believe. The propaganda, and all, that includes the Western media, Zionist media, Rupert Murdoch, led by Rupert Murdoch.
Israel had.
And did Israel have approval from the Iraqi government to use its airspace in which and from which to attack Iran?
Absolutely not. But even more curious is the question, did Israel have permission to use Jordanian airspace? Because the Israelis flew in the past to launch the last strike in April 19th. Israel actually flew over Syrian airspace, southern Syria, into Iraqi airspace, again without permission. But the Russians have their enhanced detection techniques in Syria, and so to avoid being detected by the Russians, who then would tip off the Iranians, the Israelis flew over Jordanian territory at very low level. That's not something they could have done without permission of the Jordanian Air Force. So they had
Absolutely, Jordan is completely 100% complicit to this genocide. Jordanian government, not the people. The people are great people, just like American people, Canadian people. They're great people. But the government of all of these countries, they're so genocidal that, they help committing this genocide by Israel. So yeah, Jordan is complicit. The government is complicit to this genocide. Make no mistake, they're still complicit. They stop Iranian missiles getting into Israel. On the other hand, they allow Israel to use their airspace. Number one. Number two, of course, now in the past few days, we have seen how Omar oil fields in Iraq was targeted. I believe it was in Iraq, it was in Iraq, where the military bases also came under attack, U.S. military bases in Iraq. It shows that Iran had taken notice that Iraqi airspace is being used by Zionist Israeli terrorist forces, helped by the United States of Israel. Therefore, in the coming days, we will be seeing the Iraqi resistance forces are attacking more U.S. air bases, or military bases, I should say, in Iraq and elsewhere in the Middle East. So as Douglas McGregor, he said that this war is not over. A lot of people are saying, okay, we are done. So Iran took the hit. Israel attacked Iran. Now we can call it even. But that is really not the case. It is just the beginning. And Hezbollah, as Naim Qassem, he said, we are just getting ready for a long war. And we are going to be winning. Everything is adding up and unfortunately pointing towards the future where we will be seeing more warfare and we'll be seeing more bloodshed. Thanks all to the Zionist genocidal maniacs who are the virus of the world, and they're eating away all the peace, safety, and security and human rights from around the world. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Take care. I have a comment from Yvonne. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful day.